Right now, somewhere on Telegram, your life might already be for sale. Not your email, not just a leaked password, your entire identity. Your full name, address, social security number, banking history, credit score, passwords, device fingerprints, and sometimes even your medical records. The price around $10. And the most terrifying part is this: no one needed to hack you directly to get it. This is not a dark web myth. This is not a rare cybercrime targeting careless people. This is an industrial-scale market operating in plain sight inside public and private Telegram channels where identity theft is no longer about stealing money. It's about replacing you. And by the end of this video, you will understand why most victims don't realize what happened until their lives are already collapsing. The idea that identity theft is a sophisticated crime carried out by elite hackers is outdated. The modern identity theft ring doesn't look like a criminal gang. It looks like a startup. There are suppliers, distributors, customer support, pricing tiers, refund policies, and even reputation systems. And Telegram is the perfect platform for it. It offers scale, speed, encryption, anonymity, and just enough legitimacy to feel invisible. These markets don't hide in the shadows. They grow because no one is really looking. The core product in these markets is something called fulls. That word comes from full information, and it means exactly what it sounds like: a complete digital version of a human being. Fulls packages usually include a name, address, data of beards, social security number, phone number, email accounts, banking logins, credit card details, and often answers to security questions. Some bundles include scans of IDs, selfies, tax documents, and utility bills. In other words, everything required to convince a system that you are you. What shocks most people is the price. $10, sometimes less, but that price only makes sense when you understand the economics. These criminals don't profit by draining one account. They profit by selling the same identity hundreds of times. One buyer might use it for credit card fraud, another for loan applications, another for SIM swapping, another for tax refund fraud, another to open mule accounts. Your identity becomes raw material, and raw materials are cheap when supply is massive. So where does all this data come from? Not from one big hack. That's the comforting lie. Most identity theft data comes from thousands of small leaks, breaches, insider thefts, malware infections, phishing campaigns, data brokers, and compromised customer service employees. Every time a company stores your data, that data becomes a liability. And once it leaks, it never goes away. It gets copied, resold, repackaged, and upgraded over time. Here's where things get uncomfortable. Many victims assume that identity theft starts with a mistake, clicking the wrong link, downloading the wrong file, reusing a password, but modern identity theft often starts without your involvement at all. A healthcare provider gets breached. A payroll company gets compromised. A telecom employee sells access. A marketing database leaks. You don't get notified. You don't change anything. And somewhere down the line, your identity quietly enters the underground supply chain. Telegram is where this supply chain converges. Sellers advertise daily updates, fresh fulls, high balance profiles, specific demographics, US only, Europe only, business owners, high credit scores, elderly profiles, each category priced differently. Buyers negotiate in chat. Escrow bots handle transactions. Reviews build trust. This isn't chaos, it's infrastructure. At this point in the video, you might be wondering why this isn't shut down, why governments allow it, why Telegram isn't flooded with takedowns. The answer is complexity and scale. These channels constantly move. They rebrand. They fragment. They operate across jurisdictions. And even when one group disappears, 5 more replace it. The system doesn't fail because it's illegal. It fails because it's efficient. Now, here's the part most people don't understand yet, and this is important. Identity theft today isn't about immediate loss. It's about delayed destruction. Criminals don't always drain accounts right away. Sometimes they sit on your identity for months or years. They wait until your credit improves, until you apply for a loan, until you move, until a system flags you for something you never did. And when the damage surfaces, it looks like chaos with no clear cause. Victims often describe the same pattern. A credit card they never opened, a loan application they never submitted, a tax return rejected, a bank account frozen, benefits denied, background checks failing, and then the slow realization that proving who you are is harder than stealing who you are. Because systems trust data, not people. And once the data says you are someone else, your word doesn't matter. This is the real danger. Identity theft flips the burden of proof. You are innocent, but you must prove it, and that process can take years. Some victims never fully recover, not because the money isn't refunded, but because the trust is gone. Financial systems, government databases, and automated risk engines. Remember, flags longer than humans. Remember, explanations. Earlier, I promised to explain why this crime is different now. Here it is. Identity theft used to be about fraud. Today, it's about automation. Criminals don't manually exploit identities anymore. They feed them into scripts, bots, and financial workflows. One identity triggers dozens of attempts across platforms. Most fail. A few succeed. And those few are enough to justify selling the same data again and again. And here's the final piece that closes the loop. The reason your identity is worth $10 isn't because it's worthless. It's because it's abundant. The real value is scale. When millions of identities circulate freely, the system stops treating fraud as an anomaly and starts treating it as background noise. Losses are absorbed. Victims are blamed. And the market keeps moving. So, the next time you hear about a data breach, don't think about passwords. Think about permanence. Because unlike money, identities don't reset and somewhere right now, inside a Telegram channel you'll never see, someone might be buying a version of you, not to steal from you today, but to become you tomorrow. If you want to understand how modern fraud actually works, not just what it promises, but why it succeeds, subscribe to the channel. Because the most dangerous scams aren't loud, they're silent. And by the time you notice them, the system already believes someone else is you.